So to compensate for a lack of movies coming out in cinemas, I'm actually doing a book review today, talking about books. I don't read. I don't do books. What? What is this? Is this opposite day? Is this crazy world? I read. Shut up. Okay, so I read this book actually late last year, to be honest, so it's been a little bit, but I was thinking about talking about it back then and never did, but now that, you know, not that many movies coming out, well, no movies coming out in cinemas at the moment, I thought I'd talk about it. So Finding Jake is a book about a kid who is maybe involved in a school shooting. You're not exactly sure. But it's told from the dad's perspective, and it's all about his doubt in his son and whether or not he thinks that he was involved. Because since the school shooting, this kid has gone missing, and the dad is looking for him. He's finding Jake. And it's kind of this really well-written, maturely told story about not trusting your family. And I really loved that aspect to the book in that it doesn't even matter if Jake did do the shooting or not. It doesn't matter if he was involved or not. It only matters if Simon, the protagonist, believes him or not. And even if he does doubt him, and even if he does think that he did do it, he still loves him and he still wants to find him. It's about this just grand conflict between this father and the themes of being a responsible parent, but also feeling just pure guilt in that this may have been your fault is just really engrossing. In saying that, he looks back and reminisces on how he raised Jake, and he starts to pick apart things that might have been mistakes or not, and he starts getting paranoid, like, should I have done this? Should I not have let him hang out with that kid? Should I have not let him play games? Should we have played sports, spent more time together? All those sorts of things. And I think that is very realistic in this kind of situation, and I found myself getting really wrapped up in these characters. One thing that did annoy me about this book, though, talking about the reminiscing, is that at times it felt kind of like a divided story. Like, it kept flashing back to the past, and I'm like, wait, no, but I want to know what's going on in the present. What are you doing? Can you stop? And then, once I finally got settled into the past bit, and I'm like, I'm enjoying the hell out of this. Well, it jumps back to the present, and I'm like, well, damn. And I don't know how they could have done it better, because, it was kind of vital to tell both sides of the story. But maybe they should have done, 2 or 3 chapters in a row with the present and the past, rather than swapping with every single chapter, which is what they do. But, the author here, Bryan Reardon, is, I haven't read any books by him other than this. I'm not that much of a reader, but, I would actually be pretty excited to check out more stuff by him, because I don't know why, just every single sentence that he writes is like poetry in this book. Everything sounds beautiful, and he puts things together in this really great way that sounds so much more intelligent and so much prettier than you'd think that they would sound. He could probably write about a guy going to the toilet and shitting or something, and it would be relatable and beautiful in a weird way or something. That's kind of how I feel about when I was reading this book. Then comparing it to other books that I was reading at the time, it was well, I mean, they would have wrote it this way, but he writes it in such a better way, and I kind of really like that. If you are looking to read a book and whatever, hugely recommend this one. It's really good. I absolutely loved it. I'm not much of a reader. I have trouble getting into stuff that much. I get distracted easily. I get bored. I'm like, oh my god, just one more chapter, and then I'm done for the day, because I'm kind of over this. But with this, I didn't really feel that. I read several segments of the book, and read it within a few days, because yeah, I was super into it. Finding Jake, it's great.